Hi. I'm Amy Feldman.
And I'm Mara Allen.
And welcome to our podcast, Calababes.
Calababes in the house.
So, Mara.
No. I always get a little nervous at the beginning of the show. Sometimes I know what's happening. Sometimes I have no idea, and it's always a treat.
I have no idea either, but I want to say I try to be all natural, and I use native deodorant, and it doesn't work.
Well, I know. You don't actually have to tell me that.
That's the surprise.
It's not a surprise at all. I'm well aware that you either don't wear deodorant or wear something that is all natural, which, I mean, come on. As you like to always point out, I am the hippie. So, Avo, you've already been dealing with it with me. So, I mean, you know, I can't really call you out because I wear all natural deodorant too. So.
I know you do, which is bringing me to the point of what we're going to talk about tonight.
Perfect. I knew it was going to be a good surprise. It apparently has to do with my underarms.
No, because I know we rush around a lot and stuff. And it's like I'm always sweating and everything. And because I used to use Sure, which is a deodorant plus antiperspirant in one, which I heard is what you're not supposed to do both at the same time in one deodorant.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's one at the same time. It's that don't use one at all. It's the antiperspirant. So they say the deodorant's okay, but all the other aluminum, you know, is going into your pores.
Right. So which is why, you know, like I use Native. I don't know if you use Tom's or something like that. But it's really challenging because then I'm like smelling. And I don't mind so much like sweating, but it's the smell.
Yes.
Oh, you know, we were working out with Lewis. We just started. I was on the
treadmill
walking
for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. And Lewis was like taking off his sweatshirt and stuff. And then I said, like, I really smell. He goes, oh my God, I thought it was me. And that's why I was taking off all my clothes because I was like, what smells on me? You know, it's such a challenge. It's like, do I, you know, make everyone else suffer?
Apparently, that was your choice.
But I don't know what the solution is for deodorant.
I mean, I thought you were so convincing me of using Native, so I was going to go and get some, but I already have like 5 other ones at home. So I was like, well, should I use up all those other ones I already spent $20 on? I think my biggest fear is that our daughters are now, you know, using it. And then I think, I don't know what to think. I've been using that stuff since I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. And granted, I knew there was the effects, but I didn't care because I was young and like, I don't care what I'm putting on my body, you know.
That's how I was.
Kind of like sunscreen. Like our kids now, you're like, put sunscreen on. And they're like, no, I want to get tan. You're like, no, that's a burn. So I don't know.
Sunscreen's a whole nother thing.
It's another subject.
With my kids.
Yes.
But anyway, I just want to talk about deodorant for a minute because I was really sweating because I was running around all day and there's really just no solution. I just have to stop running around all day.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, people. I'm just saying, stay away from Amy on hot days.
It's you that smells, not me. But anyway, so what I did want to talk about today, Mar, you know, because we'd like to keep this light and fun and funny, and is movies, because there's a lot of great movies out there that I feel like sometimes people have never heard of them before.
Yes,
I actually stuff have one like in mind. That. What?
The Long Shot. It is so good.
A lot of people probably heard of it.
I think I was surprised. Yes, I'm sure a lot of people have heard that. It's not like an obscure movie, but it was a movie that came out in the summer. So I think people weren't really paying attention. So it didn't get the actual, like, all of the attention it should have deserved. But it's hilarious. And it's just a feel-good movie. So
it is. I like light, funny.
Yes.
Get me out of my own life and things that are going on, like, that are serious. You know, I like it's like an escape. And so for me, it's like romantic comedies. I mean, I just love comedies.
Love comedies.
One of my comedies that I love is Overboard. The original, though.
The original with Goldie Hawn.
With Goldie Hawn.
That's my favorite movie.
Oh.
From way back in the day.
I know. I mean, I love that. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. I mean, I feel like that's might have been where they met and have been together ever since.
I think so.
My facts could be wrong. Don't quote me. But in my mind, this is where they met and this is how they got together.
I think you're right. I actually think you're right because there was chemistry, even though it was totally, polar opposites, but they also had the chemistry. And
I love them as a couple together. But that movie is so hilarious. Like,
I love that movie.
Even watching it now, like 20 some years later, it's still just as funny as the first time I watched it.
Yes. Especially because the new one they came out with was a little inappropriate. And I didn't, I've got the kids watching it and they watched
Stick
the
to the
old
original.
one. Exactly. I was like, this is just funny. Like when she comes out in the clothes and they're like a big entire dress and she's like,
it's like
how
a big
did I ever fit in these clothes? I don't understand. Why is everything so big?
No, everything is hilarious about that movie.
So good.
And it's just a great movie. It's a classic, and we highly recommend it. We give it a 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. And so, and then there's another movie that is one of my top 3 movies, which is called Once, and that was more of an indie movie. And I don't know if you've even ever heard of it before.
Not even once.
Well, now you've heard of it once. But Once is a movie about, it's again kind of, a romantic comedy. But the soundtrack on this movie is one of my favorite soundtracks ever. My other one is Pulp Fiction, my third movie, and that's an amazing soundtrack as well. But the movie Once, the soundtrack is actually them singing it. The main guy and the main girl in the movie.
Is this a Dolly Kenny movie? I don't know.
It's the same chemistry.
I'm feeling like
same chemistry.
Okay.
And they ended up dating after.
Of course
in real
they
life.
did.
I'm seeing a pattern here with movies.
I think I am. Do you like Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
I did.
I did too.
But I felt a little guilty for it.
Especially because you're a Friends fan.
Exactly. But with the movie Once and the amazing soundtrack, that was a movie that I was it was like I was in the movie with them. And the music, hearing just for the first time, it was just like, some songs for me, it takes a couple listens to and then I like them. Mm-hmm. But every song in this movie, I heard it and I was like, oh my God, I am so in love with that song. And then it would be another song. And it was just this incredible musical and a movie for me. And the movie ended, so you've never seen it, so you don't know, but when the movie ended, it was just like I had this feeling over me and I was just like staring like, it can't be over. Like, that can't be the ending. Like, and I remember just sitting there still and just, it didn't end the way I thought it was going to end, which some movies do that. And some it's like, it's going to happen. But that one was so powerful to me. And I remember getting up and, I couldn't even talk after the movie. I was just so into it. And I remember walking out of the theater and there was a booth there and they were selling CDs.
The 8 tracks.
The CDs, Mara. For the movie. And I bought it. And I don't buy music. I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm in my car driving. I don't listen to music. Like I always want quiet time. But I was like, Johnny, I need the CD. And the guy and the girl in the movie who actually sang and wrote all the music for the soundtrack. Thank you. Playing charades with you right now. Created a band. He's in a band called The Frames and has toured all of his life.
Currently.
He's still in the band.
Oh, okay.
And him and her created a band called The Swell Season. I don't know if you've ever heard of them until now.
Once.
So once, and then their band is called the Swell Season. So because he was so comfortable on stage, and because he's like a huge performer, like we would go and see him after this movie because we never heard of him before. He would play for hours.
At a set? Like
hours. I mean, it was amazing. But we went and saw the Swell Season because they did a tour after the movie came out. And it was really interesting because she was so shy, and she's younger than him. And
like you.
Yes, I'm younger than you. That's what you meant, right?
Yeah. So shy.
And she was so shy and young and new to performing. And it was amazing to watch her grow because anytime they came to LA, John and I would go to their performances. And so I can't remember it was like the Troubadour or something like small, you know, and it would be like, she would play piano and sing, and then she would come out to sing with him, and they would pull 2 chairs up, and she would literally like crawl up under his like armpit. Do you know what I mean? And like sing into him. And it was like, and he was just there for her. You know what I mean? And she would be singing, and she would keep like looping because she would forget like the next line, you know? But it was so organic and natural and pure, and it was just an amazing thing to witness, you know. And then the next time, you know, she would get a little bit more comfortable, and then the next time she's trolling around on the stage like giving out.
She's growing up.
She was growing up, you know, like a sign going across the stage, like she was feeling so much more comfortable and just enjoying it. You know,
but they started out as movie stars, which is interesting because it seems like she was already in the
because I don't
spotlight.
think either of them ever acted before.
Oh,
in fact, so the band, the Frames, which is the singer, the main guy is in that band. It was one of his band members. I forget which instrument he plays, but he's the one that wrote and directed the movie. So that's how the singer got involved,
got it.
And then her. And it was just, I mean, it won like an Academy Award and everything. It was just, it's one of those movies that it's really heartfelt and really moving. And the music is unbelievable. And after that, it's when we finally saw the Frames. And I mean, he's such a performer, you know, and it was just amazing. And I remember seeing, like, because we would go backstage to say hi to them, and you know, the people. It was like Meg Ryan was there, and I want to say Chandler from Friends because that's who he is to me.
Whatever.
You know, it's like people just fell in love with them as humans. You know, it's just a very different type of movie and music, and it's just, I really highly recommend it. Mara.
I feel like they just don't make movies. Like, it's so rare when you come out with a movie that is heartfelt, is
where it can move you. Yes.
And has a storyline that's somewhat unique. It's hard to come up with a new storyline. I think, you know, it's just
It was
nice.
very simple too. It was just a very simple storyline.
Yeah, that's all you need. I mean,
it's just like Overboard. It's so simple.
So simple.
So simple.
Yeah.
You know? But they nailed it on both of them. And then of course Pulp Fiction. Love the soundtrack. I love the whole kookiness of the whole entire thing, and the craziness. And
yes.
It's just, so those are my top 3, I'm going to say. Mara, movies, favorites?
I am a big fan of true stories. So I don't care
like
what.
Forensic File style, like what we did in Vegas for our whole birthday weekend.
That too. I don't think there's anybody who goes away for a girls' Vegas weekend, and when somebody says, "What'd you do on Saturday night?" they say, "We ordered room service and watched Forensic Files all night." And let me just point out, we actually had to stop watching TV because it started looping. We watched so many hours.
Well, tell them where we were, though.
In Vegas, in our hotel room.
Vegas. That's not what you do in Vegas.
No, you don't. That's actually a good point to bring up. not only was it our birthday weekend, we were in Vegas, but we thought it was a better idea to order crappy burgers, room service style, and watch Forensic Files and stay in our PJs instead of going out on Saturday night in Vegas.
Fabulous.
Pre-quarantine, by the way, when we should have done it.
I'm sorry. That was my best night in Vegas, though.
It was the best. We actually had the best night ever. So I don't know. But it's true. But that's not the kind of true stories I'm talking about.
Okay.
I love comedies. I love romance comedies. Honestly, like, I'm with Amy. Overboard was one of my faves as a kid. I didn't watch a lot of TV.
We know why.
But when I did, there was a few movies. I always love comedies. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. We know this. True stories, though. So if you want to keep me up all night, put on a true story or based on a true story or, something like that, because then I will not go to bed. I will have to watch the entire movie. It's just silly. I don't even know why.
So for instance, like what?
So,
if it's not forensic style.
Right.
What
So American Made with Tom Cruise. That was such a great movie because it's true. So you can't believe the crazy stuff
What's
that goes
it about?
on. It's about an airline pilot who is kind of like just very low key smuggling Cuban cigars into the US. So he ends up getting, the FBI actually comes to him and says, or CIA, I don't even know. You work for us, basically. We need you to take photos of what's going on over there in Colombia. And they kind of turned a blind eye to everything else he was doing.
I did see that one. I actually did.
That was a good movie.
With the runway, they were like
Yes.
trying to knock down trees to make it long enough for him to like take off.
Yes.
I do remember that one.
Yeah.
That was good. I don't remember if I knew it was.
And they tried to send like the humongous guy that was going to like guard the cash and all the drugs. And he's like, no, it's either him or the drugs because he's so big.
Right.
We won't make it over the runway.
I do remember, and it was a good movie. My sister recommended that movie to me and I watched it. It was good.
Yes.
Okay. I agree.
Okay.
Next.
All right. We have agreement here. So another one of my favorite movies that's also a true story and also has one of my very favorite actresses, Kristen Wiig.
Love her.
She is the best. I mean, I kind of wish I was Kristen Wiig. She is so
that
funny.
would help me out.
It would help her out. Instead, you're stuck with me, who, is not as funny. But anyways, Kristen Wiig, Masterminds. That's also a fantastic movie and also based on a true story. And that is
Cliff Note for me.
Cliff Note. So he the main character, he is a driver for one of those trucks that picks up all the money. And Kristen Wiig also works there, and they come up with some scheme that they're going to rob take all the money. And so they send him in with the van, and it is just one thing after another. She gets kidnapped. I have not
seen that.
What?
I need to see that one.
No.
Okay.
We are watching it together.
Because I love comedy, so.
Okay. So I'm just going to say one thing to Amy Feldman right now. And if she doesn't know what I'm talking about, our friendship's over. Miller time.
Oh, wow. Come on.
Okay. Friends forever. Millers.
Meet the Millers. Meet the Millers. Yes. Very funny movie. It took me about 20 times to get through the whole time because I was interrupted constantly.
Yes.
By something, someone.
Children.
Yeah. And then, it's inappropriate for kids to watch.
And they were young at that time. So this is a few years ago. So they were a little young.
But because I kept saying Miller time. Because I need to finish the movie. And you kept thinking I want another beer.
I know. And I'm like, we don't have Miller, Amy. I got you Bud or, something else that you're interested in. So it was a little bit, it's confusing. I don't know.
But I did get through that movie. Hilarious. Again,
so
another
good.
Friends character.
I know.
Which I
know.
But those are great choices.
I thank you.
Yes. Okay. So one of them I'm going to watch because I've seen the other two.
Yeah.
You need to watch once.
I'm going to watch once. I think I'm going to it sounds like I need a few hours to digest the movie afterwards and then get the soundtrack.
I'll lend you my CD. Give you something to play it on.
I'm afraid I don't. I can't believe I'm going to say that right now. I used to have a CD player in my car, but that was a couple years ago. And when that's it. I think they're obsolete. It's weird.
So
it's
but
weird.
you can download on iTunes.
Oh.
So, Mara, I know right now is a very bizarre time. We can't go to the movies because of everything that's happening. And I feel like drive-in movies are coming back again.
I hope so, because I love drive-in movies.
Did you go to them as a kid?
Absolutely. We always went to, I don't think they really, I mean, I'm sure they had other options, but my parents were not taking all of us kids to the movies, buying tickets and buckets of popcorn. It was like drive-in movie, kids in the back, blanket over us. We're like driving in and we're parking, and then fun begins. Because then they would like let us out.
What do you mean in the back?
Like in the back of the car with a blanket over us.
You mean like in the trunk?
Well, I mean, I don't know if we were actually in the trunk.
You drove in the trunk to go into the movie theater.
Or in the back of the Scout with the blanket over us. It's like a Bronco. It's got a big back, you know?
Okay, so you went to the drive-in movie theater in the trunk.
Okay, yeah.
And then you would get out and watch the movie.
Well, no, yeah, out of the trunk. Yeah, sure. I mean, you pulled in backwards because it was a Scout. It wasn't actually like a hatchback trunk. You pulled in backwards.
It wasn't like a frunk, though.
It wasn't. Don't say that word, Amy.
Frunk,
I promise you, I can't handle that frunk word. So yes, we would put all the kids. I mean, I don't know. I was a kid. I just went along for the ride. All I know is that was so long ago. I must have been a kid. So I'm not that old.
Well, seems like it's drive-in is going to come back again.
I think it is coming back.
Which could be kind of fun. Because now I think you would put it on a radio station instead of like having that box that you pull up to and then the sound comes through that. Where
those were lovely.
Over your radio.
Those were so fabulous. The sound was incredible.
Yeah, incredible. Just like the DJ on the radio station going through 5th grade graduation.
We had our kids' graduation today. It was a very unique experience. It wasn't like the normal, all the kids line up and stand on a stage and we play the music and we all sit in seats. It was actually sit in your car for an hour until we start the parade. And then they let all of us 5th grade parents drive through the school and celebrate our children. So that was a new experience.
And we listened to a radio station where they're doing the shout outs and everything.
And the DJ was just...
Well, when he would yell...
It was
you
so
couldn't
scratchy.
Understand anything that what he was saying because he's yelling out of excitement, but it was so distorted that you couldn't understand anything.
All of elementary school, any of the events, the DJ was screaming and you couldn't understand.
Yeah, and it just distorts the whole entire thing. But anyway, I don't know how we got on that subject. But.
Neither do I. But drive-ins, I will say, shout out to Sagebrush. Sagebrush is having outdoor movies.
Like. Drive-in.
Drive-in movies. So you can drive in, go to Sagebrush, maybe their website, sagebrush.com. I'm not really sure. I know on Wednesdays they are playing outdoor movies. You can come in your car, and I'm assuming they're maybe signing you up for...
they do have a big parking lot.
They do.
Yeah.
So as long as you're going for the movies, I think you're going to be set. You're in your car, and you're good to go. So let's go.
Okay, but you don't have to go in your trunk.
You do. No, I'm an adult now. I'm actually going to put my kids in the trunk.
Hey, Josh, show us your socks.
Josh's socks. Let's see the socks, Josh. Show us your socks. Ooh, all right. There's a lot of eyeballs. It's kind of a common theme with the eyes on the socks. You trying to tell us something? I love it. I know. You're staring us down.
What's this
Look at the dice.
Yeah, what's this one, though? With the heels.
Vegas socks. Vegas.
Oh,
look, dice.
Vegas.
High heels, sexy legs. We know what Josh is doing in Vegas.
Not watching Forensic Files.
Not ordering burgers on room service.
They're like, well, we know who not to go to Vegas with.
All I have to say is I think next year we're going to have a new friend with us in Vegas.
Yep, and she'll be in the bed next to us watching Forensic File and ordering room service.
That's what I say. So good times in Vegas with the birthday girls.
With the female Scorpios.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, thank you for watching and listening to Calababes.
I think we can't wrap up, though, until we ask Amy, what are 3 things you're grateful for, Amy?
Oh. Okay, before we go, 3 things you're grateful for. Mara.
What? I No.
Okay, we'll start with me. Three things that I am grateful for. I am grateful for red lipstick.
I was going to say that. Are you reading my
Stop
mind
being
right
a
now?
copycatter.
Shh.
I am grateful for health. And I am grateful for Josh's socks.
I don't want to be a copycat, but I'm also
But you
grateful
are.
for Josh's socks. Yes, red lipstick, but we're not going to add that into the mix. So a couple more things I'm grateful for. I am grateful for I just laughing. It's such a good time. I honestly,
very healthy.
I love it.
It's healthy.
It's so good to laugh and just enjoy life and just, we get one life to live. So let's be grateful for our wonderful lives that we have. Let's make the best of it. And I'm also grateful for, honestly, I don't even know what I'm grateful for.
could
There's
just
so
say
many
me.
things. Amy Feldman. That's what I'm grateful for.
What a great way to close out.
I know.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We're Calababes, and I'm Amy Feldman.
And I'm Mara Allen. Don't forget to follow us, like us, look for us, comment on us, and do some following on any one of those mediums. All right, Calababes out.
Calababes.